for airplane. Kansas makes over half of the aviation aircraft manufactured in the entire United States. There are factories in Wichita that makes airplanes. Kansas is a lead maker of airplanes and airplane parts. The giant Boeing company makes airplanes too. B is for buffalo. In 1955, buffalo became Kansas state animal. Buffaloes are wild ox that are brown and can grow to 12 feet tall. Buffaloes eat grass and small plants. Did you know that the buffalo is on the state seal?
C is for Coronado. Coronado and his troops went to Kansas looking for the 7 lost cities of Chimbola in 1540. He was a Spanish explorer. Coronado was a governor for New Spain. Coronado set out to find the lost cities of Chimbola. When Coronado could not find the cities, he went back to New Spain.
D is for Dust Bowl. Dust bowls are areas in the western plains of Kansas where dust storms happened. Dust bowls are made by soil and dust from houses and farms. Long periods of time without rain created all the dust bowls. During the 1930s, a dust bowl was so thick that it blocked the sun.
E is for Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower was a president who came from Kansas. He had 30 years of military experience. He was born on October 14, 1890. His nickname was Little Ike. He was the 34th president from 1953 to 1963.
F is for Flint Hills. The Flint Hills are a landform in the southeastern Kansas running from Arkansas City up to Manhattan. The Flint Hills once covered most of central and western Kansas. Northwest of the Flint Hills are Smoky Hills. Also, the Flint Hills were formed by glaciers.
G is for Great Plains. The Great Plains are a landform in western Kansas. The Great Plains are a dry, grassy area of land. We have some in Kansas called the Osage Plains. The Great Plains are used for mining and farming. They are covered with grass and wheat.
H is for Higley. Brewster Higley wrote the words to the state song of Kansas, Home on the Range. He was also a doctor and a poet. He was born in Ohio and came to Kansas in 1871. Higley's poem, My Western Home, was turned into the state song for Kansas.
I is for immigrants. Immigrants come from a lot of countries to Kansas. They come from England, Asia, and more. The first immigrants were African Indians. Almost all immigrants wanted gold, but they did not find any. There are about 80 out of 100 Kansas people in the ethnic group. About 7 out of 100 Kansans are Hispanic. 1 out of 50 people in Kansas are from Asia, and less than 1 out of 100 is a Native American.
J is for jazz. Jazz is a popular type of music that was created by famous musicians from Kansas. It started from native chants, which came to be jazz. Accents fall in unusual places to give it a beat. Count Basie and Charlie Parker are both great players of jazz.
K is for Kansas. In eastern Kansas, the Kansas tribe hunted buffalo. The Kansas Indians lived along the Kansas River. The Kansas tribe also raised beans, corn, and squash. Kansas Indians lived in earth lodges made of wood.
L is for livestock. Kansas is the top state for raising cattle and livestock. Livestock are farm animals. Kansas trades and gives livestock to other states for food and the economy. Kansas's prairie grass is used for livestock. In 1989, livestock was carried by trains. Now it is carried from trucks to trains.
M is for meadowlark. The meadowlark is the state bird of Kansas. The meadowlark bird has a yellow breast and a short tail. In the morning, the meadowlark would sing a morning
The meadowlark is an American songbird.
And it's for neighbors. The neighbors of Kansas are Missouri, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Nebraska. The neighbor to the north is Nebraska. It became a state on March 1st, 1867. Its population is 1,796,619. The neighbor to the west is Missouri. It became a state on August 10th, 1824. Its population is 5,987,580. The neighbor to the east is Colorado. It became a state on August 1st, 1876. Its population is 5,024,748. The neighbor to the south is Oklahoma. It became a state on November 16th, 1907. Its population is 3,687,050.
O is for Osage. The Osage Indians have 2 villages in Kansas and some hunting territory. The Osage were great hunters and gathered food. Some Osage villages are near the Arkansas and Nesho rivers. The Osage used deerskin to make clothing. They used their products to trade with other tribes. The men were responsible for protecting the villages.
P is for pioneers. In the 1800s, pioneers went west through Kansas by wagon looking for a new life. Pioneers also went west to build homes, farms, and cities. They built most of the United States. There were over 1,000 pioneers. There were men, women, and children.
Q is for Quantrill. William Quantrill, the leader of a group of rebels who made a raid in Lawrence, Kansas. They burned down most of the city and killed 150 people. Quantrill was born in Canodover, Ohio in 1837. He came to Kansas to start farming. Then a year later he rode west and started gambling. When he came back, the Civil War had started. He formed a Confederate rebel troops then. He died in 1865 in a raid in Kentucky.
R is for rivers. The 3 main rivers flowing in Kansas are the Missouri River, Arkansas River, and the Kansas River. The Kaw Indians lived along a river called the Kaw River, now called the Kansas River. The Pawnee Indians lived on the eastern side of the Arkansas River. The Wichita Indians also lived across the Arkansas River. R is for rivers. The 3 main rivers flowing in Kansas are the Missouri River, Arkansas River, and the Kansas River. The Kaw Indians lived along a river called the Kaw River, now called the Kansas River. The Pawnee Indians lived on the eastern side of the Arkansas River. The Wichita Indians also lived across the Arkansas River.
S is for sunflower. The sunflower is the flower of Kansas. The sunflower is a large yellow flower with a round center. It can grow to be 3 to 12 feet tall. They bloom to July to October. Other people, birds like to eat sunflower seeds.
T is for Topeka. Topeka is the capital of Kansas and one of the biggest cities in Kansas. Topeka's Capitol building is a few feet taller than the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The dome on top of the Capitol is 304 feet tall. The government officials meet there to make the state's laws.
U is for Union. Kansas became part of the Union on January 29, 1861 as the 34th state. It joined the Union right before the Civil War. Kansas also sent more men to the Civil War than any other state comparing its population. Anti-slavery people from Kansas led anti-slavery raids into Missouri. After the Civil War, survivors of the war and slaves moved into Kansas.
V is for Brown versus Board of Education. The Brown versus Board of Education started in Topeka, Kansas. A girl named Linda Brown had to cross a dangerous railroad to get to her bus because she had different skin color. That's how Brown versus Board of Education started.
This is a case about different color students and their school rights. The full name of this case is Brown et al. V. Board of Education of Topeka, Shawnee Country, Kansas.
W is for wheat. Kansas is known for wheat. Wheat is grain that can be grown into flour. Seeds can be hard or soft. Some people call Kansas the wheat state. Farmers from Kansas grow more wheat than other farmers.
X is for 3 trails crossing. The Chisholm Trail, the Oregon Trail, and the Santa Fe Trail were 3 trails that crossed in Kansas. From 1867 to 1872, the Chisholm Trail was used to transport cattle herds to Kansas. From 1835 to 1860, 300,000 people used the Oregon Trail to get to Kansas. Gold seekers, mountain men, traders, and more people used the Santa Fe Trail to cross the plains and get to Kansas.
Y is for Wyandotte. The Wyandotte Indian tribe from Ohio built the first free school in Kansas. The tribe purchased the land from the Delaware in 1843. They put out a community and named it Wyandotte City. In the 1850s, whites started to settle there. The whites renamed the community Wyandotte. In 1859, a convention in Wyandotte wrote the Constitution for Kansas to gain statehood. Z is for The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is a children's book written by L. Frank Baum. The main character, Dorothy, lives on a farm in Kansas. L. Frank Baum wrote more than 6 other Oz books. Baum was born on May 15, 1856. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was changed into The Wizard of Oz.